Boom. It's your boy Vince, and protect yourself at all time. If you're watching, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. But before I get started, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my good friend of mine on the East Coast who basically covered these fights or whatnot. But he went ahead and sent me this poster here, so I'll let you guys see it. I thought this was pretty cool. So that better be if and looks like that Smith poster. So I'll probably throw this up. So first things first, I follow chat rooms and as far as boxing goes. And one of the topics that I came across was Canelo. Canelo basically pretty much saying something had happened due to his training. So I didn't get to dive too much into it as far as speaking on what he could have done in the fight and the reason he lost. But any opinions on that, you could throw your opinions out on the comments or whatever. But I personally just think as a fighter, he just lost. I don't want to jump into no conversations of him basically saying what exactly happened to him, because I know fighters, I've heard of Deontay Wilder saying when he went to the ring against Fury and he had that equipment on, it tired out his leg. So I'm not sure, Canelo didn't step out. He didn't come out with anything of, that sort like that with any gear on. But he did say, however, like something was going on where he couldn't properly train. So I'm not the one to jump into that because I'm a big, huge fan of Canelo. Going from there, I just wanted to say that Bivol just beat him. Different style. You went up and he took the lesser talent. They thought Bivol would have been an easier fight for him. But realistically, it wasn't an easier fight. The weight difference, we all saw what happened. I have no idea what his camp was saying. They're not coming out saying anything of that sort as far as him being tired. I just want to say he personally lost. Shout out to Canelo. I know he wants the rematch, so I would advise that he don't look over Triple G to try to get that fight, because Bivol was a different animal. Bivol was like, he had a different game plan. So I'll leave that where it's at. I also wanted to speak on him, Canelo, talking about, we always hear about Ryan Garcia. We knew that they was training together at one time. And Canelo brought up a situation that I did like what he said against Ryan Garcia. He basically saying, you need to stop talking about people. You need to stop calling these people out, basically, these fighters, when you haven't won anything. You just a kid. I thought that was kind of crazy, and big up on Canelo for even spitting that out. Ryan Garcia, I like the talent as a kid, but I don't think he's done enough. And him calling out Tank right now at this moment is a different type of animal. Maybe he doing that for the clout. I don't know. Maybe he's doing that just to try to get views. I don't know, man. I'm not in the gym with these guys, but I think he could definitely just leave Tank alone and focus on his fight that's in front of him right now. I don't even know if, like, how you gonna sell that fight, you know what I mean, after everything you put the fans through with pulling out of fights. I know anxiety, all that stuff he had, man. He needs to handle that and focus one fight at a time. Jumping on Tank like that at this time is not a smart move. I personally think Ryan Garcia should fight Rolly. Rolly would be a good matchup for Ryan Garcia. I think that'll be a good setup to see if he could get over the mountain to get to like a Tank or somebody. But I don't think he's ready for Tank at this moment. Rolly, I know a lot of people don't like Rolly. Rolly did what he's supposed to do. Rolly reminds me of a guy that could sell a fight. Like I know he's in the Floyd Mayweather camp, the Money Team camp, but I believe that he can sell fights. So him and Ryan Garcia will probably make a good match for the fans, because you got two guys that do the same exact thing. They both know how to sell fights and talk, etc., etc. I don't think Rolly is a bad fighter. He just haven't learned enough, and Tank even said that himself. So with that being said, Canelo was right. Ryan Garcia, I believe you need to get some more like bigger fights as far as like consistently back to back. Like the great talent, the good talent, there's fights out there for you still. But calling out some of these guys, man, at this time right now, when they're in their prime and hot streak and you just saying nothing and nothing is happening, that's a problem for the sport. You know, we see that too much. But I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to sell a fight. Nothing wrong with that. I get it. But for now, just tone that down. You might want to tone that down just a little bit, you know. And I like Ryan Garcia because he's young. You know, I thought he was going to be the face, not the face of boxing, but the next big thing for Golden Boy, you know, because they was promoting him and he was winning. He was knocking out fighters or whatnot. But then you started seeing like a little, I want to say like a little stalemate. Once he went into that he pulled out of a fight, then you started seeing different things from Ryan Garcia. So with that being said, going back on that, Canelo was right, man. I said this before. Ryan Garcia, focus on your fights or whatnot. And I also wanted to give a big shout out to, I was just talking to a good friend of mine for his retirement, Mikey Garcia, man. Mikey Garcia, I don't know if he would be, I want to say like overshadowed by like a Canelo or whatnot, as far as the talent of retirement or what you're going to remember Ryan Garcia on. Not Ryan Garcia, oh my goodness, Mikey Garcia. I don't know if he'll be talked about in that fashion, but my biggest thing that I love what he did is when he went up to fight Errol Spence. Even though it was just a one-sided fight, it was the fact that he went up undefeated, throwing it all on the line, like, yo, I don't care about none of that. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump up here and fight. Nobody's trying to fight Errol Spence at this time. I'll do it. I respect Mikey Garcia for that. So, Mikey Garcia, you get a big salute. You get a big salute from me. You know, I respect that. So, like I said, I don't know if he'll be remembered as one of the greatest Mexican fighters because there's so many. But in my book, I will still speak on Mikey Garcia. I still definitely give him some shout outs. And then I like what he did to Adrian Browner. Like he shut Adrian Browner up like one-sided. You know what I mean? So I did remember those. That's what I remember, like really remember Mikey Garcia really for. But I know he just lost his last fight. I want to say he lost his last fight that he had. But shout out to him for what he did for the sport. Mikey Garcia, you get that salute, man. And congratulations on a good career boxing. You know, you had 2 L's or whatever. That's all right. I've never seen an L as a bad thing. So everybody makes these L's, and taking an L is like one loss is like, okay, that changes. But nah, a loss is like, you know, it shows a comeback story, and he proved that he could come back from an L. So shout out to you, Mikey Garcia. Good luck on whatever else you have coming up. Sports, I don't know if you're going to stick around with boxing, do some commentating or whatnot, etc. Other than that, shout out to him, man. Good luck, and good luck in the future. I also wanted to speak on a fighter this past weekend on DAZN. I got a chance to watch DAZN, and I was watching the undercard, and there was some fighters on DAZN. I forgot the fighters on the card. It wasn't really big names, but I did pay attention to this past weekend. It was a fighter called Raymond Ford. I liked his style. Raymond, if you haven't checked him out, he was on DAZN. He was fighting, what's the guy? I can't remember his name. I'll throw it up at the bottom of the screen. But I watched him. I liked his style. I liked what he was doing as a fighter. He reminded me of like some sort of like a technician, like how Floyd was, you know, like he ain't gonna throw too many punches. He was landing shots, picking his opponent apart, etc. You know, standing there in the ring, taking his time. He just had a little bit towards the end, a little bit too much of that clowning. I don't like all that clowning. I like to get straight to the point, show the fans what you're capable of doing, get in and get out. But pay attention to him. I hope Raymond Ford, I hope you get what you're looking for. As far as, I don't know if you signed with anybody yet, but you was on DAZN, so shout out to you for that. And good luck on, you know, your future fights. That was the first time I actually seen him fight, so he's not going to be a fight. He's not like he's not in there throwing haymakers. So for you fans that want to look for that haymaker style phone booth fighting, he's not the guy. He's more of a technician. So if you into like boxing, as far as like you like the technician style, like the snipers, the pick apart style. That's kind of what I got from him. So shout out to him for doing that, man. Good luck on the future careers. Not your future career, but your upcoming careers and other fights that you have coming up. Protect yourself at all times. Protect your opinion at all times. And stay tuned for what's next.